Yeah, it's in the foods we eat. We are programmed from the time we are babies to be addicted to the most horrible foods ever. And I fell victim to that for many years, for nearly 4 decades of my life. I had a horrible diet, and thank you, higher awareness, thank you, oversoul consciousness, thank you, source, that this was my time to have a great awakening. This was my time uh, to have a great remembrance and a connection with source, and get things figured out. I'm very thankful to be living at my age of awakening, because everybody have their time. No one individual is better than the other. No one person is better than the other. We're all divine beings, and we're all cut from the same cloth. We all come from source. We all come from the same soul. Uh, uh, the same conscious. That's where we all come from. We're all connected. We're all one. Yet we're distorted to seem as many. We're all fractals of the same source. However, I'm very thankful and grateful that I'm in my time of awakening. So is many others, and planet Earth is in a huge transition, and going through transcendence, and almost a sort of ascension. That planet Earth is going through major growth, and if people don't get on the bandwagon of growth, they'll be, in a sense, left behind. But there's no such thing as being permanently left behind. But they just have to get it on the next round. They have to get on the next round as the individuals who do participate in the Great Awakening move on to the next higher dimensional Earth, and there are many dimensions. Most people say we're moving into the fifth dimension and the fourth density, which that's my take on it. However, the possibilities, probabilities of dimensions are like near endless. But anyway, and on the Earth that we're on right now, we are programmed to eat the most poisonous, heinous diets, and they make them look so great and so delicious and so grand on the commercials and the advertisements. It adds to the addiction, and the savory, overly salted foods with refined salt, and the sugary desserts and gooiness and everything, and just sweetness and cheesiness, and just the textures and the crunchiness, and just all that stuff. But it leads to death. It leads to a short life. All the refined sugars, refined salts, and the processed foods, the chemical processed foods, and in my opinion, on what I've, on the knowledge I've gained through my meditations and dreams and just awakenings that I've had, it's all part of the game to keep our souls recycled, to keep us reincarnating on this planet, and coming back and doing the work for a much higher advanced nefarious species that's well advanced, well equipped, been doing this for a long time. Our time here has been brief. Our 200,000 or 300,000 years of existence is nothing compared to how long some of these highly advanced species have been around. We're talking about entities that have been around for some possibly billions of years, at least millions, and several hundred thousands of years. And our little bit of time in existence has been brief. And I talk about stuff that many people will say was off the wall. It's a lot for people to wrap their head around, but I firmly believe my truths. They are truths that I don't even like to use the B word. The B word is believe. I say fact. I say knowledge. These truths are knowledge to me, and I present them out to the public because it needs to be known. However, I gotta kind of spoon feed it out because it's a lot for people to take in. People who are used to hearing the same false tales, the same lies every day, who've been programmed to hear it ever since the day they were born, literally, even when they were still in their mother's womb, hearing the lies all the way up for decades of their life, hearing it. It's a lot to take in to hear the truth. And some people can't take it. As I forget who it is, it might be Jack Nichols, say you can't handle the truth. It's a lot. And I could be wrong. I don't know if it's Jack Nichols or who, and I forget the movie. But yeah, you can't handle the truth. For a lot of people, it's heavy stuff, and it sounds unbelievable, but it's real. We are so to say, a project species. We are like laboratory species that we came from an original upright walking primate or hominid from planet Earth, but that hominid was genetically modified to do the bidding of a much greater species, and we've been tampered with many times. And most of us know them as the Anunnaki, and I truly believe these are the true off-world beings that are the true elites. The so-called people who think they're elites on this planet are figureheads and puppets, playing a role as elites on this planet, and they get the the luxuries and the ornaments and the prizes and the little payments and tokens of being a so-called elite on this planet. However, the real elites are off planet, and we are doing that bidding. And truly, from the knowledge I gained and from the insight I've gotten, we should be living even in these incarnations that we're in. Because see, planet Earth is a school planet, so we're not supposed to be here that long anyway. We're here to learn, gain knowledge, evolve the soul evolution. We're here for experience. We're here, some of us, to make things right, to correct things, to heal past karma, things of that nature, karma that has been built up. And a lot of the stuff like karma and law of attraction, if you get my book, Domain of Entirety, it's a short, concise read. It's not a long read. It's only like 50-some pages. So it's a short, concise read, but it explains, like, at least the surface level of a lot of the stuff that I talk about. It's a Domain of Entirety. That's the book. But anyway, a lot of us are here to heal past trauma, past karma, or built up karma, learn lessons, evolve the soul, and we're here to do our job and get out. And we're here to learn that about the misconception of death. Death is just an illusion, and we need to learn truly about death. It really shouldn't even be called death. It's really the big transition. Where you go from, where you go over to you continue life outside of this body. It's almost like death is like going into a cocoon and coming out on the other side as a more evolved, highly evolved soul. And that's why you have things like mediums today, people who can keep in touch with the soul essence of the individual that used to be physically incarnated here. There's still a soul energy, a soul essence of that individual, and memory, an akashic memory of that that individual body that was a human. The soul being, the soul is huge. So the soul never lives or dies the way we know it. The soul is always living. However, that incarnation, the essence of that incarnation that once was a person, it still has a memory or a signature, and the mediums can tap into that energy or signature, because energy never dies. It just transmute, and it evolves and moves on. And so people are supposed to be be able to keep in contact with the soul essence of that person who has passed on, and realize that death is just an illusion. And, but that none of that is, revealed to most people, because they got us living in darkness, eating these horrible foods, living a short life, dying before we can get our real true experience and knowledge, and having our souls recycled right back into another incarnation on planet Earth. As crazy as it may sound, uh, from my knowledge and what is fact and my truth to me, that's what's going on, and I'm spreading this knowledge, and let's just keep that knowledge flowing. Blessings and love to everyone. Everyone have a great day.